Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming out tonight to Impact100 Westchester's 12th annual meeting. We are so happy to have you here. I am Nancy Winkelstein, one of our co-presidents, with my co-president, Noelle Ifshin, who's here. But before we get started, could I just ask everybody to turn off your blinky lights? So there's a button on the back. Just touch it a few times and it'll turn off. And for those of you who don't know what those blinky lights are for, it's just indicating those of you who have either rejoined or pledged to rejoin for next year.
Or joined as a new member.
Or joined as a new member. So we thank you for being here. As an organization, we have much to celebrate tonight. By the end of this evening, we will have awarded $252,000 in grants this year. And we will have collectively awarded over $3.2 million in grants to local nonprofits since our first award in 2014. We have done that by continuing to listen to our members and the nonprofits we partner with and making adjustments where necessary and appropriate. Last year, we made some major changes to simplify our application process, and this year we continued with those changes by refining what had been started. We could not have been successful without you, our members, and our leadership team. So, before we go any further, we're going to start with our thank yous. We have a bunch of them. We'd like to start our thank yous with the members of our leadership team, specifically our committee chairs. We have our outgoing nonprofit advisor co-chairs, Samantha Schwam and Kathy Harari, who have been doing this for years. Wherever you are, thank you for all the years you did this. We also have our Finance Committee Chair Extraordinaire, Stephanie Hickey, who took it on by herself this year. And we are happy to announce that Judy Hammerschlag is going to join her next year to be her co-chair. We also have made it here this year with the help of our Grant Review Committee co-chairs. We had Kiki Dunstan and Emily Spector, Lori Carey and Gabby Maxwell. Very happy committees this year. Linda Foreman and Sherry Wolf, and Danielle DeMeo and Susan Schwartz. Thank you. You ladies rose to the challenge of having so many applications this year in each of your committees, and we cannot thank you enough for leading everybody through this smoothly, easily, and happily. And lastly for this, we have our Impact Boost Committee co-chairs, Rachel Dugoff and Jamie Goldberg. We'll be hearing from Rachel. And they were, masterful in helping us to select the awards for our smaller nonprofits.
For those of you that don't know me, I'm Noelle. I am Nancy's partner in crime. Our organization's success could not have happened without the work of so many women, but it has really been a pleasure to work with our executive leadership team, who we'd like to acknowledge now, and we are looking to expand that leadership team for next cycle. We'd like to acknowledge our VP of Technology, Roberta Shapiro, who's never allowed to leave our board, because we would not be able to run any of our tech without her. Our Vice President of Nonprofit Relations, Carol Pucci. Our Vice President of Membership, Joan Rosen. And our Treasurer, Diane Hirschberg. And we'd like to thank our outgoing Secretary, Andrea Mayer. Thank you. Who's sitting all the way in the back.
Hiding in the back.
Who we strong-armed into taking the position this cycle, and we will miss you, but thank you for your efforts. We would like to welcome and acknowledge our incoming secretary for next cycle, LaShawna Green, who's way in the back, as well as Becky Silverstein, who will be joining Carol next cycle as our co-VP of Nonprofit Relations. And now that we've looked back, we need your help to grow our impact together for 2026.
So 2026 will be an all-hands-on-deck year, so Impact100 can do the most we can for Westchester's nonprofits. With the recent cutbacks in government funding, local nonprofits need our help more than ever. And we need your help to recruit more members to Impact100. As you know, our model of fundraising is members-based. It is simple. The more members we have, the more funds we have to collectively award more grants. How can you help us recruit members? Bring a friend to an event. Talk us up to your friends and family, and feel free to connect us to someone that you think might be interested, and we will do the work for you. With more members next cycle, we can have more hands to help run our organization, more hands to read through more applications, have more grant review committees, and most importantly, award more grants, which is our mission.
Members, think back to how hard it was in your first committee meeting, voting from 13 applications down to 4. With more members, we can have an additional grant review committee next cycle, spreading out the workload while increasing the amount of funds we grant to nonprofits. Everyone joins Impact for their own reasons, to learn about wonderful nonprofits in Westchester, to meet new people, learn new skills, the list goes on. But we all join because we have an interest in getting involved in our community and doing what we can to make life better for those residents who need assistance. For that reason, as the need grows, we too must grow as an organization. Our aim is to increase our membership for the upcoming cycle by at least 25 to 30 more members, and we are asking those here tonight to join Renew or Pledge. Thank you, I saw everyone at the membership table. As an incentive, we're raffling off a round of golf for 4 with lunch here at Metropolis. Thank you, Metropolis, for donating that. And a half a day at the Wellness Center in Armonk.
So now we'd like to invite one of our Impact Boost co-chairs, Rachel Dugoff, to come up and talk about the amazing nonprofits who received our Impact Boost Awards this year in May.
Thank you, Nancy and Noel, for that nice introduction. I'm Rachel Dugoff, the co-chair of the Boost Committee. I chaired along with Jamie Goldberg, who is unable to be here tonight. With so much need in Westchester, Boost was designed 3 years ago to provide an opportunity for nonprofits with revenues below $250,000 and therefore ineligible for the transformational grant to apply for a $5,000 unrestricted grant. This year, the committee reviewed 37 qualifying applications encompassing a wide variety of nonprofits. Through our committee review process and the full membership vote last month, 4 winners emerged. As I announce the winners in alphabetical order, I invite the representatives that are here to please stand so we can recognize them and their organizations. Able Athletics. I think they both had to leave for family responsibilities, but I still would like to tell you about them. Able Athletics' mission is to create a more accepting and inclusive society where everyone, regardless of ability, has the opportunity to thrive. The organization brings together parents, coaches, therapists, and special needs educators to facilitate sports participation for young children with high support needs. Black Diamonds. I think you guys are here, if you can stand. Black Diamond's mission is to help Black and brown male students graduate high school on time and be well prepared for life after high school. The focus is on the personal development of the individual, teaching students integrity, responsibility, discipline, and accountability. Sleepy Coffee 2. Sleepy Coffee 2 provides on-the-job, industry-level training and employment for people with disabilities in an inclusive and self-sustaining cafe workplace. The organization strives to create an inclusive space where young people can feel respected, valued, while they're having fun at work. Family Restoration Project, which is part of Upon This Rock Ministries. The Family Restoration Project is an initiative that supports the successful and safe transition of individuals returning from incarceration. Its goal is to reduce recidivism and improve public safety by unconditionally welcoming and supporting returning citizens and their families by facilitating educational, employment, and housing needs. Congratulations to all of our winners. You're all amazing, and we thank you for the important work that you do.
Me again. Thank you, Rachel, and thank you to all of our Boost awardees. It's really so nice to have you here. Now I'm going to ask Carol Pucci to come up, who's going to be introducing our transformational grant finalists. Each one of the finalists will have 8 minutes to present their projects, and Carol will be introducing them.
Good evening, everyone. This is the thing that we work so hard for all year. I'm sure everyone is excited as we are that we're actually here right now. So as Noel and Nancy mentioned, my name is Carol Pucci. I'm the Vice President of Nonprofit Relations, and it is my absolute honor to introduce our 4 amazing transformational project grant finalists. Before the meeting began, we had our finalists basically randomly draw a very sophisticated methodology, envelopes out of a bag, in order to determine their order of presentation. So our first the first presentation will be the United Way of Westchester and Putnam, and I'd like to introduce Tom Gabriel, their CEO.
Don't wreck the place.
You want that one?
I thought we were sharing the one.
We can do whatever we'd like. Okay. Good evening, everyone. First off, I want to thank Impact100 for your incredible generosity in this community for the past 11 years. And secondly, I want to amplify the 3 other finalists here tonight, 2 of which we partner very closely with and thus can attest to their impact in the community. And finally, I'm Tom Gabriel, the President and CEO of the United Way, and I'm here tonight not just in that capacity, but as an agent of hope. The clicker. My apologies. Because after all, that's what the United Way does. We provide help for today, hope for tomorrow, and the resources to build a better future for our community, and especially for the 40% of our neighbors that live in poverty or paycheck to paycheck. You heard that right. 40% of Westchester lives in either poverty or are struggling paycheck to paycheck. They don't need help with just one thing. They need a holistic intervention to help elevate them from a number of obstacles. That's why so many families can't get out from under the oppressive weight of their situations. They may get help feeding their family, but what happens if they have a health crisis or if they lose a job? How do you make the impossible choice of paying your utility bill or paying for medicine or buying food? I know what I'm talking about. I grew up poor in the Bronx. My mother was disabled, and my father was a bartender until he died of cancer when I was a teenager. And I was left to care for my mother, pay the bills, and somehow continue my education. It was hope and the holistic intervention of several nonprofit organizations that helped me survive and thrive. And that is what the United Way does. We may be known as a grant maker to other nonprofit organizations. We do that. But we also provide dozens of direct services, all holistically trying to lift up our neighbors in need. Like our free, confidential 211 helpline, which provides more than 700,000 referrals around basic human needs for people in crisis. Our Ride United programs, which partners with DoorDash and Feeding Westchester to deliver fresh produce to thousands of families each month. Our Education United After School program, a free bilingual after-school program which serves 800 children in Ossining, Greenburgh, and Tarrytown. Our Summer Backpack program, which provides 5,000 backpacks with school supplies. And our Essential Goods for Basic Needs program, which provides more than $5.7 million worth of new items like mattresses, bedding, diapers, socks, and so much more.
Thank you, Tom. Hi, my name is Faith Ann Butcher. I'm the Chief Impact Officer at United Way. Tonight, we are here to tell you about how your generosity could help us transform not only our Essential Goods program, but hundreds of other local nonprofits and exponentially hundreds of thousands of Westchester residents. And the way we're doing this is forward. We are requesting $85,000 to help us get an extended cargo van. It doesn't seem like much, but for us, it can actually completely change our program. The Essential Goods for Basic Needs program is a product philanthropy program that we organize pickups of items for nonprofits to pick up to give to their clients, right? And think about the socks, underwear, personal care needs. All these are the different kinds of items that you can see here, mattresses. And all of these items are being able to use to help people get further in their life. And so we are asking to actually, I apologize. So this is a map. Tom was talking about the 40% of our neighbors who are living paycheck to paycheck. The dark blue areas are where there's the highest concentration of people having the struggle. Whoop, back. The red area are the organizations. These are where our partners are located. They're helping those who need them help the most. And we hear the stories from our partners. We hear about, those who've lost everything from their fire. We've heard about those who are starting anew from domestic violence or are aging out of foster care. Those seniors who are getting a blanket for the first time in years and they're finally warm. A cancer patient who is keeping their medicine in a donated refrigerator and getting comforted from a robe. These are the stories that we hear, but it's not just about the items. It's also about the dignity and the support that they actually feel by being seen. All right? One of the quotes from our partners is not only the items, but the idea that someone cares about them. And that makes the difference. Another one, receiving these items really motivated the couple and gave them hope to look forward to the future, right? It's getting something that helps you just believe, I can do this. But the need, it's more than just us who needs these needs. Watch these videos, watch these vehicles that we're trying to put items in, all right? There's many reasons why this van is needed. First, the need for donations is more. Second, we are uniquely positioned to be able to meet the needs of the community because of our network and our connections. And finally, transportation, obviously from these videos you can see, is a huge barrier for our nonprofits to be able to get these items. It's also a barrier for the clients to get them, right? So this could actually help us get to the end user. And even large nonprofits don't have the infrastructure to actually get the transportation donations. And so a van would be able to help not only United Way, but it would ripple out to the other local nonprofit communities. We have some of our partners in the room tonight. And then also help the clients within Westchester, and as a whole, help the Westchester community thrive. Because we're all in this together. The van would also allow us to expand our access to new donations, increase the number of partners who can receive donations. It will increase efficiency, and you'll see, how that could help us. It will allow us to respond to disasters in real time, and it will increase exponentially the amount of impact in the community. As you can see from this slide, our team is responsible for hauling these donations to the offices and bringing them back to our partners for when they need them. Our partners are telling us with these donations, they can get more, they can relieve stress, build their infrastructure up, and help more. This is an RV that we had to fill top to bottom for their donations. And for the clients, more people will help their basic needs, and they'll get a sense of dignity and support.
It's very simple. At a time when the federal government is prepping to eviscerate the safety net programs like Social Security, Medicaid, SNAP, emergency food and shelter, affordable housing, disaster preparedness, and so much more, our program will enable us to impact hundreds more organizations and tens of thousands of more clients. Thank you very much for the opportunity to present this evening, and good luck to the other finalists.
Thank you so much for that amazing presentation. For those of you in the audience, if you've noticed, down on the floor is our time clock, which is why everyone is nervously looking down to make sure. So I appreciate you were spot on. So next, I'd like to introduce Stephen Burns, who is the president of the Untermeyer Gardens Conservancy from Untermeyer Gardens.
Good evening. My name is Stephen Burns, and I'm the president of the Untermeyer Gardens Conservancy. With me are Kathy Michelson, our development officer, and David Carmel, a member of the Untermeyer family. Samuel Untermeyer was one of the most successful lawyers in America, an advocate for economic reform, women's suffrage, and most prominently, anti-Nazism. His wife, Minnie, was an influential patron of the arts. He created one of the most spectacular gardens in America. When he died in 1940, he gave his garden to the city of Yonkers, which struggled to maintain it. I founded the Untermeyer Conservancy 14 years ago to restore the garden's lost splendor. Take a look at how far we have come. This is the walled garden 14 years ago. This is it today. This is the Persian pool, before and after. This is the vista, before, after. This is the vegetable garden, before, after. This is the rock and stream garden, after. This is the Temple of Love, before, and today.
The garden will welcome more than 300,000 visitors this year from Westchester and beyond for free. We are a major resource for the local Yonkers community, which is culturally and economically diverse. We provide free education programs for Yonkers public school children, paid internships to high school students, some of whom will help create the paths that are part of the proposal you will see tonight. We are neighbors with the Richmond Home, which serves people with profound disabilities. This is Io, and her parents chose Richmond as a residence for her because it allowed the family to explore the garden together. Our proposal will create improvements that make it easier for every visitor to explore the garden with their loved ones.
I'm David Carmel. I'm Samuel Untermeyer's great-great-grandson, and welcome to the Untermeyer Gardens. My great-great-grandfather was always interested in making the park as accessible as possible, including opening his home to the public when he lived here. So, come on, let's explore more of the garden. Welcome to the walled garden. This is the grandest part of the garden and has an amazing amphitheater, and we've made it accessible with this ramp here, so come along. So welcome to the vista from the walled garden, looking out at the canals that were supposed to represent the Tigris and the Euphrates. And you'll see the beautiful beech trees at the end of the garden that were planted over 100 years ago by my grandfather. Here we are at the iconic Temple of the Sky. Come, let's see this. Down here is the lower terrace. You can see this is where a lot of people like to come for the views. Unfortunately, it's not currently wheelchair accessible, but we're planning to build a path if we get this grant to make it so. And it'll be a beautiful opportunity for people to get to the vista. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to see a lot of other parts of the garden that are currently inaccessible. You can imagine for people in wheelchairs or other mobility impairments, how frustrating it would be to come with friends or family and not be able to access parts of the garden. We really want to make more of the garden accessible for all people.
As David mentioned, he really wanted to be able to explore the lower terrace. And right now it's really difficult for anybody with accessibility issues to get down to the lower terrace. So what we hope to do is work on the grade from the upper gate to the lower gate, which I'm headed to. We'll put in an asphalt path. That way a wheelchair or a scooter can make it through a muddy day. This is where the ramp, similar to the one David demonstrated earlier to see that beautiful view of the amphitheater, will lead to this lower loggia and to another stunning view that rivals that of the amphitheater. So once the new ramp has given our visitors access to this loggia, the real payoff is to walk through this gate, kind of unassuming, and then you end up with this amazing view, thought to be one of the most monumental views in all of gardening, certainly here at Untermeyer. So in addition to giving visitors access to the entirety of the walled garden, the project that I'm really excited about it as well is giving visitors accessibility to our second most important feature, which is the Temple of Love. This path is really going to tie together some fragmented parts of the garden. This is where the future sundial is going to be. It's a really lovely spot, but you can't tell for all the weeds in this thicket that I'm standing in. There's a beautiful rock outcropping hidden underneath some brambles. There's a view to the Hudson River off to my left that we need to expose. But to put this path together with the meadow and the boardwalk through the sundial to take us to the Temple of Love. As much as I love the idea of this accessibility path for every visitor to the garden, to have those that have difficulty with mobility to get to see this spot, which is one of the most special spots in the garden in my mind, is really exciting. The big waterfall with the Temple of Love above is a spot that nobody in a wheelchair or with accessibility issues has ever gotten to see.
One of the challenges and one of the delights of the garden is its topography. I mean, we're on a beautiful slope going down the river, but there are definitely parts of the garden that are not going to be wheelchair accessible. It's just too steep. But we, in the past, with certain people with mobility issues, use the Kubota. And this is the gardener's vehicle, and it is not a very nice vehicle to bring people around in. It's very, very noisy, it's dirty, you can only fit in one person. If we can get a golf cart, this will be a huge boon to the garden.
Hi, my name is Denise Donahue. I work at St. John's Riverside Hospital. I have for many years. And during my time here, one of the things I most enjoy with my coworkers is walking in Untermeyer Park during our lunch break. It is a little bit of a walk to get from the hospital to Untermeyer as it is right now. So enabling the back gate to be open and providing access to other employees as well as some of our visitors or people that are customers of our hospital right now would certainly make things much more beautiful in our gorgeous city. And it would be such an asset for us and be able to help the employees with their health benefits as well. So we appreciate your support and we look forward to seeing that gate in action. Thank you.
So my grandfather had a very simple principle, which is he wanted to make his garden accessible for all. It's why we don't charge admission. It's why we will never charge admission. And we've tried to live up to that value, except right now the garden isn't accessible to everyone. As was mentioned by Kathy, 300,000 visitors will come. The CDC says 14% of US adults have mobility impairments. And we want to let those people explore the full wonder of the garden. I'm sure many of you have people in your own lives who you can think of who have mobility impairments. Well, we want you to visit the garden. We're only 7 miles away from here. Please come now, and please come with the generous support of Impact100 when it is fully accessible. Thank you.
Wow,
Thank you for what felt like such a beautiful tour of your gardens. Next up, we have the Bridge Fund. And on behalf of the Bridge Fund, I'd like to introduce Grace Perry Scott, Director of the Bridge Fund.
I'm going to be on the podium.
All right. All right, good evening. Thank you so much for having us. My name is Grace Perry Scott. I'm the director of the Bridge Fund at Westchester, and I'm joined tonight by my colleague, Juan Cabrera, who is the associate director of our income growth program, and we're so excited to share this with you all. Just for a little bit of backstory, the Bridge Fund of Westchester was founded in 1991 in response to a housing crisis in Westchester County. Our mission has always been to preserve the housing for the working poor in Westchester. As Tom noted previously, this is about 40% of Westchester residents. They live in every single community, yours, mine, everywhere. There's not one Westchester community that does not have somebody who is considered the working poor or living in poverty. These are folks who are your baristas, they're your bus drivers, they're your EMS workers. Who knew that the person that was picking up your grandmother when they had a medical emergency could potentially be somebody who needed the services that we offer? With that being said, this is any type of pop tire, any type of emergency can dismantle their whole budget. These are folks who sit right on top of the poverty line, but oftentimes any little thing can dismantle their budget, and they do not qualify for things like public assistance, food stamps, et cetera.
Yes. Thank you, Grace, for the overview of our agency. As she mentioned, my name is Juan Cabrera. I'm the Associate Director of the Income Growth Program. Oops, sorry. Okay, that's fine. Sorry about that. My career at the Bridge Fund started in 2021, so right in the middle of the pandemic. And we learned two crucial things about Westchester County during that time. As Tom noted, 40% of our county struggles. They live paycheck to paycheck. So we learned that single household earners don't earn enough to make ends meet. And they earn too much to access support from the county or the government. Which causes a revolving door of poverty. We also learned that many of our families within that 40% of Westchester are comprised of families similar to Tom's growing up, single-parent households, who rely on their kids to bring in income. But those kids are usually at school. And any single hardship, pop tire, death in the family, would really derail that person's future. It will cause them to drop out of school.
So we dropped the thing, so you're not going to see it. So with that being said, our response was our income growth program. This program was designed to meet families where they are and get them to where they're going, in a state where they're going from vulnerability to actually thriving. And the way that we did this was we created a program that was implemented to take a full assessment of families, offer them budget counseling to make sure that the money that they have coming in is going the furthest, to offer them support and engaging in training, not just saying like, hey, how do we offer you financial support, but how do we get you to be in a better position in the long run to ensure that these young people are following their dreams and staying in school. And then lastly, once they finish their training, once they finish their schooling, we offer them things like resume building, cover letter building, job search, so that we ensure that they're the most competitive in the job market.
Okay. So it's not enough to just tell you what the program offers. We really want to paint a full picture for you. So this is my client, Shirley. Shirley is a student at WCC at Westchester Community College, and she is enrolled in one of the most competitive programs that they offer, which is their nursing program. This program receives 400 applications and only 40 students get admitted. So it's really competitive, and it's really important for these students to finish once they get accepted. However, upon her acceptance, she received terrible news. Her mom was diagnosed with a terrible illness, and she needed to reduce time at work. And so Shirley thought that she would have to drop out of this program. Thankfully, the income growth program was there to help her. And with less than $1,200 throughout 3 months, we were able to keep her family housed, have her focus on her studies, and now she's a semester away from getting her nursing associate's degree from WCC.
So that is really exciting, and we're so excited for Shirley. She's really doing great things, and she's so close to her NCLEX. We're really excited for her. But Tasia is on the other side of the spectrum, where Tasia's a single mom. Her husband passed away due to COVID, and she has a child who's wheelchair-bound and feeding tube, and she has another small child, and she has a long work history, 12 years at a job. They laid her off because they would no longer accommodate her schedule needs with her son's special needs. So she came to the Bridge Fund in a panic. We helped her build a resume, get a part-time job, and then with her part-time job, in the meantime, we helped her make sure that her childcare was in order, all of those things that she was really, really concerned about. And then from there, we enrolled her in a CNA, home health aid program, which is for some personal fulfillment. She's really excited about going back in the job force, but also doing something that she really wants to do, which was be in the health field. So we're really excited to see where Tasia goes, but right now they're stable, they're happy, and Tasia's still engaged with the Income Growth Program, so we're really excited for her. The differences Grant would make, like Tom, we partner with so many folks, and all of the folks here, we're so excited for them, and we serve their clients as well as them serving ours. And so this could potentially reach 125 clients, but also their families, which could be potentially another 300 people in Westchester County. We would do this through a staff person. Currently, Juan and I spend most of our time on this program, but we need another staff person. And so already this year, we have had 25 folks finish their individual action plans, and 68% of them have increased their income. This is, again, taking folks from vulnerability to a place of sustainability and thriving in the long run. And so getting them out of that 40% is so crucial. And so we monitor them over the long run, 2 years, and make sure that when they don't feel supported, that they get the support that they need to continue. So this grant could be really crucial to how we help more folks in the long run. So again, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you again. And I just want to share something about this program. I was someone who grew up with a single parent household. I'm sure many people did. But I saw my mom struggling with housing, and I was away at school, and she was helping me with my expenses, and I was working, and it just wasn't enough. When I came home from school, I found my mom in a very tough financial situation. And I get emotional because but yeah, and I couldn't imagine how different things would have been back then had this program existed when I was in school, when I was a young kid. So thank you for your time and for this platform.
So I just want to conclude that we're really grateful for folks, and as Juan said, our staff all have their stories, and that's how we do such great, nimble work. We're a very small team, and allowing for us to spend more staff time on this is essential. But with that being said, I think one of the things that makes us such a great impact is because we all have our story. And as he said, he has a story. I grew up in foster care. I can't imagine had my mom been offered supports instead of kind of falling victim to a system that was defeating. So I think time and time again, if we invest back into, again, the people who are part of our communities that we know and love, our baristas, the people who can fall very easily victim to our system and to our shortcomings as a community, if we can pick them up through something like this, we give them a leg up and not a handout.
Thank you.
Thank you, Grace and Juan, for sharing and inspiring us with those personal stories. So our last finalist of the evening is the Carver Center. And on behalf of the Carver Center, I'd like to introduce Ann Bradner, the CEO.
Good evening, everyone. We are so humbled to be here, and we are honored to be among such wonderful nonprofit partners tonight. Imagine for a moment a teenager at home, right nearby in Portchester, trying to do her homework. But instead of sitting at a desk, she's sitting on the edge of her bed in a tiny room she shares with her parents and her younger siblings. She can hear arguments and noise from the other two families living in the same apartment. 3 families, 3 bedrooms in one apartment, often with complete strangers on the other side of the door. There's no privacy, no quiet, no room to think. This is the reality for many of our teens in Port Chester. Due to the high cost of housing in Westchester County, even hardworking families with multiple low-wage jobs face crowded housing and debilitating poverty. It's why the community needs our food pantry, and it's why most of our programs are offered free of charge. Port Chester teenagers worry about their parents, their siblings, and their own futures. However, will they succeed? At Carver Center, we provide a calm, safe, and supportive space where young people can focus, breathe, learn, and dream big. Let's hear from our teens what the Teen Center means to them.
What does Teen Center mean to you?
A safe place for my friends to hang out.
A delicious meal every day after school. A place where I can get help with my college process.
Hey.
Carver's vision is to create opportunities for all to learn, work, and thrive. And that's why we're here today, to ask for your help making this vision a reality for Port Chester teens. Our Teen Center is a vital hub where youth find guidance from caring adults, enjoy a warm meal, and socialize with friends. Carver Center teaches life skills and helps teens build a path towards their goals. Our Teen Center program has grown tremendously. Historically, we had 100 children a year. Right now, we have 304 students in our program, and many of them are recent arrivals in this country. This incredible growth happened organically because our caring bilingual staff truly care about our teens, respond to their individual needs, and guide them through challenging high school years. Our Teen Center provides academic support, recreational activities, volunteer engagement, field trips to broaden horizons, opportunities for employment, financial literacy, education, support for students and their parents with the college application process, and even the opportunity to earn a college scholarship. When you truly engage youth and build trust, you can change their lives. Having grown our program in both breadth of service and depth of quality, we come today to ask for your help to complete the Teen Center transformation that began so organically. Daniel Bonet, our Chief Program Officer, is here to tell you more about the project.
At Carver, we believe every young person deserves a place where they feel seen, valued, and inspired to grow. Our Teen Center, nestled in an expansive facility, originally a YMCA built in the 1950s, is more than just a space. It's a second home for the 304 teens who walk through our doors. It's where they discover who they are, who they want to become, and how to get there. This building, while rich in history and character, now calls for care and investment. At Carver, one of our guiding values is dignity. That means we treat every person and every space with the respect and intention they deserve. It's time our Teen Center reflects the bright futures of the teens it serves. A transformational gift from Impact100 will allow us to fully reimagine the space, not just new materials, but with renewed purpose. First, we'll replace the old, aging, sealed windows with ones that open to let in light, air, and energy. The kind of environment where ideas breathe and conversations grow. We'll replace the deteriorating rubber floors with durable, vibrant flooring that are clean, safe, and welcoming. But this project is more about the physical environment. It's about the equipment. Our teens, equipping our teens for what's ahead. We're preparing them for the future that includes higher education, careers, leadership, and innovation. And to do that, they need access to the right tools. Your support will allow us to bring 2 state-of-the-art Promethean smartboards, mobile, interactive technology that will enhance everything from group discussions to career prep workshops. Teens will be able to share their screens, collaborate in real time, and engage in content in meaningful modern ways. We will also provide Chromebooks, giving teens personal access to research, homework help, college applications, and career exploration. With this, their learning doesn't stop when the school bell rings. It continues here at Carver Center, where they feel empowered to grow. And with new modular whiteboard desks, the space itself becomes a tool of collaboration. Teens will be able to work in flexible teams, brainstorm freely, and bring their ideas to life in an environment designed for them. We know that when a space is exciting, when it reflects the pride and possibility, people want to be a part of it. Our teens want to be a part of it. That's what we're building, not just a room, but a culture of belonging, excellence, and forward thinking. This grant will not only transform the experience for 304 teens, but open the doors for many for years to come. Don't just take them from me, hear for some of our teens.
Why is this project so important?
My parents work 2 jobs. It's somewhere I can get my work done.
A place I can work on school projects. Use the printer. And computers.
A place where I can think creatively and not worry about the outside world.
I work there to better prepare me for college.
Instead of heading home to a crowded apartment or an empty space, our teens after school, with your help, will walk into a teen center that feels like it was made for them. Bright, modern, and full of possibility. And our entire community will feel the ripple effects, because when you invest in young people, you're not just changing lives, you're building a stronger, brighter, more connected future for us all. Thank you.
Thank you to our 4 finalists for those incredibly moving presentations. If we can have just another round of applause for everyone. Thank you. And we also thank you for all the work that you are doing for our Westchester community. As a reminder, tonight we're going to be awarding we have 4 awards to award, 4 grants to award. We have 2 transformational project grants of $85,000, which are restricted to the projects we have heard about tonight. And we have 2 core mission grants of $27,000, which are unrestricted and can be used however your organizations see fit. And members, again, as a reminder, we can't do this without your help and without your membership and without your dollars.
Okay. So now is the time to cast your votes. Not an easy decision for members. We use a secure online voting platform called Election Runner. All 2025 members, you should have received several emails from Impact100 Westchester today at 4 o'clock and again around 7 o'clock this evening. If you cannot find your ballot, please check your spam email folder. It's probably in there. If you have a problem locating your ballot, please see Deborah LaPerch and LaShawna Green at the back of the room. Raise your hands, ladies. They're back there. They've got their computers. Please take an opportunity to take the next 10 to 15 minutes to vote. You are voting for 2 finalists. Once done, please feel free to go out and have coffee and some dessert. If you cannot find, well, I already said that, sorry. We will call everybody back in once the voting is over at about 8:50, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
I think that's it.
Yep, that's it. Dessert and coffee will be outside.
Don't forget to vote, members, please.
Thank you.
You could just talk.
Okay. Hi, first of all, important business. Somebody left a phone in the ladies' room. I will leave it up here if anybody wants to see if it's theirs. So my name is Joan Rose, and I'm the membership VP. This is Sherry Greenberg, who is been helping organize the annual meeting tonight. We want to add our thank you to all the members, supporters, guests, and our nonprofit representatives who are here tonight. Membership in Impact 100 is about being able to do and support what you saw here tonight. We're hoping, as you also heard, to increase our grant making next year because, as we all know, the need is there. Thanks to everyone who's wearing a red heart tonight, who renewed for the next cycle. We made our target of 125 members. I think we went over, but we can't count so quickly. And thank you to a bunch of the guests who have joined, and if you haven't yet, please reach out. Please, we welcome you. Invite your friends in the future. We can do this together. But also, doing the grants is only one part of what we do and who we are. We're also about making connections with each other and with the nonprofits that we get to know through the grant-making process. So we had a great year of member events this year. We did these new monthly mingles, which were a great success. Thank you to all the members who hosted them, to the nonprofits who came and spoke to us at each of them and talked about their stories and their challenges. Thank you, Sharon Douglas, for helping us to get that going. And to Roberta Binder, who will be organizing for next year. We also had some wonderful cultural outings. We went to Untermeyer Gardens. We went to Stone Barns. We went to the Union Church of Pocantico Hills. We did some fun, strictly social events. We volunteered at some of our past grant winners. We went to Meals on Main Street, and we went to the Sharing Shelf. But we would also like some help doing those things. So if you would like to help us brainstorm with some ideas for what you'd like to do next year as a group, and you'd like to help us organize it, please be in touch with me. We also want to thank Metropolis Country Club and the Wellness Center, who donated gifts for our raffle. And Sherry is going to pick out the raffle winners from each, and we will announce them. So let's do the least popular Metropolis Golf Club. Oh, you're going to pick it.
I'm going to
You're
pick
going
it.
to pick it.
Hold it, right? Want me to announce it?
Yeah. And the winner is?
Jill Rosenblum. She's got a phone number there in case she left. Really?
Okay, Jill Rosenblum, we will give you, okay, we'll meet you in the back with the gift certificate. Thank you. And now the Wellness Center in Armonk. No, I'll hold. You
First time.
get nervous picking. Lieberman? Hey, great. Okay. So for everyone else and for those winners, we have some gifts for you outside as you leave and some cookies to take home. So thank you very much for all being here.
I'll go in the light.
We're changing sides.
Before we announce the grant recipients for this evening, we just want to thank a few more people. We want to thank our corporate sponsors. We want to thank ESP Productions in the back for making this happen, so thank you. We want to thank DLC Real Estate, Metropolis Country Club for hosting us. We want to thank PKF O'Connor Davies and the Well Center in Armonk. If the nonprofits could stay after we make the announcement, we could take some photos with you. That'd be great. Nancy?
Okay, so again, thank you all for being here and voting. We had a great we had a great percentage of our membership voting this year, which was wonderful. Thank you again to the nonprofits. So our two transformational grant winners are the Carver Center and the second is the Bridge Fund of New York. United Way of Westchester and Putnam and Untermeyer Gardens will get our two core mission grants. So thank you all. And that concludes our evening. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being a part of this, and we will see you soon.
Thank you.